Hi there, welcome back, or if it's your first time, welcome. Thanks for joining me. I am, as the title says, green with envy. I have been playing with color, and especially when I did my 21 days of Urban Decay, I dabbled with a lot of color. And in dabbling with a lot of color, I discovered that I really like yellow. So I used the yellow in this full spectrum palette along with oranges and pinks to do a fantastic sunset look. Now, these colors, it's nice to have the full spectrum in that palette, but the yellow, because of course it's the lightest color in the whole rainbow other than white, it doesn't have the kind of punch that other colors might have. So let me just swatch that for a second. So it doesn't, I mean, it's yellow, but it's not super, super yellow. And I appreciate it, and it's got a little shimmer in it. I appreciate it. It has opened the floodgates, if you will, for my interest in yellow. I should note that another inspiration for that perfect yellow was Lauren May Beauty has been wearing a lot of yellow in her looks on her channel, Lauren May Beauty. I have loved those looks, and it was just additional fodder for me to do this hunt. So a shout out to her and her channel for inspiring me to just create more of those looks. And I thought, well, you know, no biggie. I don't have a very strong yellow in this palette, but surely in all of these palettes that I have in front of me that are color palettes, I surely must have a yellow. Well, I started to go on the hunt for it. And I went first off to look in the Heavy Metals palette. I remembered a yellow somewhere, and I ended up finding this one. Now the Heavy Metals palette looks like this. I ended up finding this one. Well, it's a nice color, but it is more gold than yellow. And I tried it on my hand, and it's definitely gold. Okay, so then I am not finding it in this Urban Decay palette. Where else could I look? All right, so I kept going. I thought, okay, well, I remember a yellow in the Pastel Goth. So I opened up my Pastel Goth, and sure enough, so here's the Pastel Goth, that's what it looks like. And sure enough, inside, lo and behold, there is a yellow. But I'm also, and just the other colors here, there's a yellow. But I also realize, as is in the name, pastel, that the yellow probably doesn't have a lot of punch. So again, I go in there and I swatch it, and I put it on my hand. So it's this one. And as you can see, it's lighter than the Urban Decay. So I'm obviously not done hunting around for a yellow. So I figured there's got to be a yellow somewhere in some of the palettes. So I keep opening. I'm just wiping this yellow so I don't stain all my palettes. I go next into another Urban Decay palette set that tends to be pretty colorful. I go in here, and there's another goldish yellow, but it just doesn't, it's not a true yellow. So I move on, and here's another very colorful palette from the Jean-Michel Basquiat collection, and I opened it up, and I remembered a lime green, but yeah, sure enough, there is no yellow in here. This is a nice, very vibrant lime green, but not yellow. So I keep going. Now, surely a Juvia's Place palette that I have would have a yellow, right? No go. I have this Masquerade palette, and I open it up, and no yellow. I keep thinking, what are my other colorful palettes? I have another Urban Decay palette, the original Spectrum, the Urban Spectrum. No yellow in sight. I keep going. You can see a theme here, right? I think, okay, well, there's a couple of yellows that I remember. I remember one in Subculture, kind of a mustardy. And yeah, it's really, really mustardy. I mean, if I go and swatch it next to the other yellows, I'll just put it right here. When it's swatched, it's more like an orange than a yellow, right? So no, that one won't do because I'm really looking for like a canary yellow to use. And then I remembered the Jaclyn Hill palette and that there was a yellow in there. So I go into this palette and yeah, there's a yellow, but again, it's sort of a mustard yellow. Again, very, very nice to do neutral eye looks. I mean, there's no problem with it. I'm just gonna swatch that one next to the ABH so that you can see. So it's definitely mustard yellow, not at all like, for example, this Pastel Goth that has a more true canary yellow feel, even though it's far too sheer, too pastel. So I'm stuck. I have no yellow. I don't even have, I went into my cream products even. So I'm starting to hunt. And I even went to the Tarte Clay Pot, I think they're called. And I thought, oh, well, I remember some vibrant colors there. There's a green, there's a blue, there's a purple, there's a pink. There's even a coppery orange. No yellow. So here's the deal. I know there's a vibrant yellow in one of the Visart palettes. I know there's a vibrant yellow in the NYX Ultimate palette. I think it's Ultimate palette. There is a yellow in the Cute AF from ColourPop. And there's a yellow in the Natasha Denona, I think Sunset palette. And there's a yellow in the new Makeup Geek singles. And there's also a yellow in the, I think it's called Sugar Pop collection of singles. So my question is, where am I going to find the perfect yellow? I would love for it to be as vibrant as some of the other colors that are available in the rainbow, and I really don't know which one is going to be opaque and pigmented enough to really show up on the eye like all the other colors can in a variety of palettes. If you have a preference for that perfect yellow, I would be so, so appreciative if you could leave me a comment and tell me where you get the perfect yellow when you're going for a colorful look. If you are also looking for that perfect yellow or another perfect shade, please tell me about it. And if you have any other comments or questions, please leave them down below in the comment section. And if you like this video, please consider giving it a thumbs up. And if you like the content on this channel, I would love it if you would consider subscribing. Thanks for your time today, and see you in the next video. Take care.